like to call to order the Village Commission monthly meeting Wednesday, December the 17th, 2025. So I'm calling the meeting to order, but first I'm going to take a personal moment and just to remind all of us about the passing of Carol Noss. She wasn't just a great community contributor, but she was also a very dear friend to many of us. And she's going to be a huge hole in the community as a volunteer and as someone who really stepped up at all times. If you ask Carol, she stepped forward and she helped. So I just wanted to put on the record how much we will miss her in the future. Thank you. And now we will say the land acknowledgement. As we meet today, we acknowledge that we live in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are all treaty people with a responsibility to each other and to this land. Thank you. Now we will have a personal forum. And do we have anyone online?
No. I'd like to speak.
Of course you do.
Thank you.
And also, so we have Tom and we have Christina Nickel. Okay. Go ahead,
Would you like me
Christina.
to stand?
You can stand or sit, whichever you're comfortable.
Hi. Thank you for your remarks about Carol. She was wonderful in this village, and I certainly had a great partnership with this summer between the Lordley House and the Missouri Valley. So my name is Christina Nickel. I am a resident of Chester, and I respectfully request that my remarks tonight be entered into the written record of this meeting. I served as the volunteer director of the Zoe Valley Memorial Library, and I'm speaking in relation to the Village Commission's decision to submit a proposal concerning the transfer of stewardship of the Zoe Valley for the purpose of relocating Village Commission offices into the building. I want to speak carefully and plainly. A public library matters because it's one of the very few places where people can enter freely without being questioned, monitored, assessed, or required to justify their presence in the building. When an authority occupies that space for its own operations, that condition changes. It's not an accusation, it's a consequence. Children are the first to feel the change. So are some women and others who rely on being able to enter a public place quietly, including those living in unsafe or dangerous conditions at home, for whom privacy discretion is not optional. I've seen no evidence that the impact on women or children and those living in unsafe conditions was discussed when this proposal was developed here. If those impacts were considered, the public record should reflect that. For nearly 100 years, the Zoe Valley Memorial Library stood outside the administrative and budgetary scope of the Village Commission. It has not been treated as a village asset to be managed, nor as a budgeted responsibility of this commission until now. That change warrants careful public explanation. Commission meeting records indicate that the steps taken to arrive at this proposal submission using commission resources and public tax dollars lack transparent public authorization. There's no recorded motion or vote authorizing the preparation of a proposal or the allocation of public resources for that purpose, nor is it in the written minutes. In times of uncertainty, power is tested not by how it manages assets, but by who bears the costs of its decisions and whether those most affected were ever asked. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina, and that certainly will be in our records. Certainly. Would anyone else care to make remarks in the public forum? Then we will move on to approval or amendment of our agenda for this evening. Do any amendments? Speaking for myself, we've had information that has risen when we first did the agenda. We had not heard officially about the Zoe Valley Library from the council. We have since, and so I would like to move the Zoe Valley item from business arising to in camera. It's necessary because of certain things that we must talk about that can't be on the open minutes and agenda. Would anyone else like to add anything or delete or move the agenda?
I just have a few items in camera, and
Okay,
there's a few items I think, I'll address after the, Heather gives her report. that
Okay.
talked about.
okay, so you will have some in camera items.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
Excuse me, did you make a motion to have that changed? Or did you just say you wanted that changed?
What we'll do is we'll move that the agenda be approved as amended. Okay, may I have a motion? Thank you, Gloria. And you're seconding it, or you asked?
Seconded.
You're seconding it. Thank you, Laura. Okay, moved by Gloria, seconded by Laura. That the agenda be approved as amended by moving the Zoe Valley Memorial Library proposal to in camera. Next item up is update about the Lido pool sign. Heather, do you want to lead that?
You just.
We didn't approve the minutes at the last meeting.
Oh, we skipped over completely.
Yeah.
Finger here, Randy. God.
Yeah, my God,
Even if you're a kid.
Look at that view.
The money man.
Are there any amendments, changes, errors, or omissions in the minutes from the November 19th meeting? May I have a motion to approve?
And I'll make that motion.
I'll second
Thank
it.
you, Tom, and thank you, Randy. Did you guys get that? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, now we'll try business horizon. And we're talking about the Lido pool sign. We did briefly discuss it, identifying the village. And of course, we have to say that it's closed since it is closed now.
Hmm.
So we had some sketches from the designer to address that.
Yeah, so we have, when we talked to him about having a closed sign, they were concerned that something going in front of it would bang on it in stormy weather and potentially damage it. So this is what they came back with. And Geraldine and I also have those photos of the cars and whatnot that you were asking.
I'm just turning my phone off in case anybody's wondering why I'm not paying attention to you.
So you're not worried that the village looks closed, it'll be quite clear that the bathrooms are
Very
closed.
clear.
And the pool is closed, right?
We all,
Village of Chester.
I had a question. The proposed way of hanging those two signs, closed and Village of Chester, it looks like that's a solid piece there. And if you take one of the signs out, you still have this open hanging area before you get to the second sign. Like that's a rigid piece.
It is.
It's not a swingy, right?
What they're suggesting is that, so yes, this is one piece, so it's not gonna do this. So what they're suggesting is that this is on in the off season and during the
Okay.
summer, we switch to.
But you do have to fill that
Yes.
hole or it looks weird. Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
Okay, I don't know what you mean by the whole.
Well, if that is a solid frame for the closed sign and the Village of Chester sign. And if we didn't have something to take out of there in the summer and just left it open, it would look weird.
Oh, yeah, it's.
You have to have the opens of something
Yeah, yeah.
because this thing is not movable.
Yeah.
It's a solid frame, right?
It's not something you can take off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess the quote that we received was in fact for all three of those pieces.
Mhm.
Okay.
So when we change it, we change like open and Village of Chester are going to be all together and closed and Village of Chester are all together. Is that how it
Mhm.
works?
Yeah.
Yeah, the open sign replaces closed in the
I'm
summer.
gonna actually suggest one other change because the washroom is open a lot longer than the pool. So we might need to have one that just says washroom open and then open when they both are. Since the washroom is open from the beginning of May to the
Hmm.
November. And the pool's only July and August.
Oh, good catch.
So how do we fit that in, Heather?
My only thought was if there was a third one,
Oh,
so
a third
open
one.
is the one we can put up.
In the summer, okay.
If this just says washroom open,
You could put that in there instead.
Yeah.
And then once that's done, the closed sign goes up, is that correct?
yes.
September and October.
Yeah, or whatever,
No,
yeah.
they close it for Remembrance Day,
We
right?
close, yeah, it
November
closes the day
11th.
after
Yeah.
Remembrance Day.
So we leave the washroom open until Remembrance Day.
Correct.
And I suppose it would freeze if we kept it open for the Christmas event, would it?
We'd have to heat it.
Yeah, we have, there's not, well, there is heat in there, but it's more about the pipes freezing, cause those are
Okay.
not insulated.
They drain them all.
So yeah, it has to drain all the water out of everything.
They got a
Porta potty.
porta potty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just somebody, I think one of the merchants asked me if we could keep it open and I said, I suspect the pipes would freeze, but
Yeah.
There is
I
a
can
pipe
double
in the
check that,
toilets, they flush out of the ocean.
Yeah.
And that there's a pipe temporarily put out into the ocean. So to leave it in the winter,
yeah,
I think it's Gibby that does it, doesn't it?
yeah, he has to go out in a boat. and-
Yeah, I don't know that he'd want to be out there.
Cheaper
I-
than a porta
I had
Yeah.
to leave with that attitude.
Mm.
Okay, so are we pleased, especially adding again, Heather's suggestion, I assume that's going to change the estimate.
I'll check. It probably wouldn't be by a
Significant.
lot, but I'll check.
Are we willing to approve it even though we don't know the actual amount, because we're gonna add that sign for the washroom?
Do we have
This is still covered.
grant
under-
money?
It's still covered
It's
under
under the
the
accessible grant.
accessibility.
Yeah.
Cause this was a recommendation from the accessibility.
And we also, Heather, I assume it's okay to throw this in, you and I had discussed, that the accessible sign on the washroom is on this side, like you have to go past the washroom and turn. And I would like an accessible sign on the back of it, so as you're walking up the path, you can see the accessible sign. And assuming that that will be covered under the grant, is everybody?
Yeah. The
Okay.
signage production's been, it's really reasonable, a bit of a long time frame, just because everyone's trying to get the same stuff done. And there's only a couple places that do it, but absolutely we can get it.
Well, we're
We've
good,
got
yeah.
one for one side and we can just get a duplicate for the other side. of the
Yeah.
door.
Cause I really don't like the idea of it only being, like you have to go all the way there and turn before you see the sign that says accessible. I
Gotcha.
prefer it was from, like this, we've got the accessible parking lot now.
Mm.
And we've got the accessible walkway. So I think it's wise to have accessible sign on the building that they're supposed to be accessing.
Gotcha.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, may I have,
I'll make a
thank you,
motion.
Gloria. May I
I'll
have
second that motion.
Thank you, Randy. Okay, so, that includes the extra sign for the washroom building. Okay, everybody's good? Okay, correspondence. We only have one piece of correspondence. It must be December.
Yeah. Pretty short agenda, yeah.
And this is just information from the municipality that they are considering combining the municipal planning advisory committee, the village planning advisory committee, the heritage advisory committee into one. Hasn't happened yet, but this is in the works.
Is there any time frame on it? Heather?
They haven't given us a time frame. Yeah, I'm not even sure when it gets back to council. It was a strategy meeting last week, wasn't it, Tom? That was.
That one there, yeah.
Week before. So they were looking at committees of council and trying to consolidate.
Yeah, I got that communication from Garth Sturdivant, the
Yeah,
planner. And there was on the, last VPAC meeting, which was a week and a half or so ago. It didn't come up in the meeting itself, but there was a little bit of side discussion on the whole thing. But it's all very, what's the word? nebulous at this time. Nobody seems to know exactly what the timeline is, or if there's a timeline, and council's gonna be messing about with it.
I don't think it's been scheduled yet.
No.
so, yeah.
But the idea, I believe, is to consolidate VPAC, MPAC, and HPAC,
Does anybody-
which is heritage, by the way.
Me?
Yeah,
I know, but.
advisory, village,
Jargon.
what was it?
I know one is the village.
Advisory, yeah, planning advisory, then
Yeah.
there's the municipal planning
planning. Oh, so they're gonna
advisory.
consolidate.
And then there's one called HPAC, which is Heritage Advisory,
Ah.
which has been rather dormant. There hasn't been much activity.
Planning is,
regard
a
to
committee
heritage.
advisory committee is required under the MGA.
Yeah.
Heritage. That's usually a local, I don't think it might be in their own bylaws that they have to have one. But it's not in the MGA.
And I think that, yeah, that's what but who gets representation and how big it's gonna be? No one knows, at this point. They don't seem to even have a framework at this point. Tom might be able to correct me, but
I think the bottom line explains what we're trying to do.
yeah,
So many meetings canceled.
Yeah,
yeah,
We're trying to get a better understanding of the value of three together.
okay. Well, it makes perfect sense to put the three of them
And
together.
Randy's not wrong, it's all those committees are being reviewed and are being discussed within council. And there is no time frame that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Okay, report from the chair. It's me. We have been working, I have been working as a result of a reach out from the municipality, Brian Webb, about beautification and Heather, the second word that I always forget.
Revitalization.
Revitalization. And what they've done is they have proposed to us that we be a partner with them in phase one. There's phase one, phase two, and phase three. Phase one is kind of just getting started phase, where they're proposing that they will put out $5,000 if we are willing to also put some money in, but propose something, maybe one or two projects, and they're suggesting that we partner with community groups and so on. And one of the things that I've been looking at closely is our Gib lot, which I have in my mind would perfectly fit into this, because a great deal of it is tourism, attraction, business to the community and so on. And I think the Gib lot would really benefit from being terraced properly. So looking into the possible costing of that and so on. Heather and I were looking for the actual survey plot. Lo and behold, there is no such thing. So we're trying to figure out how to get around paying somebody $5,000 to survey a lot that's not much bigger than my right hand. But I will be talking to Andre once we're trying to figure out if, when we took down the rotten fence, we're hoping that there may be some posts there that will give us the outline of it.
I did a walkabout this morning. I couldn't find anything.
Not even holes.
no survey stakes or anything?
No, I mean, they did it quite early, but they did it back in June, so
Yeah.
it's all kind of overgrown. I do have an ask out to the fence company to ask them if there was anything, but I haven't heard back from them yet.
Okay. And also Tom and I had a meeting at one point over late summer at the Visitors Information Center and chatted with some things. And there's a couple of odds and ends that we're both trying to follow up on. One of which is the missing weather vane on top of the gazebo down at the waterfront. Somehow or other, tell us the backstory on that, Tom.
Forever since it's been there, there's been a weather thing on top of it. And at some point over X number of years, it was taken down, and I believe when the roof might have been redone. And it never was put back up, yet there's a light that shows that there was something there, because there was light shining on it actually at the nighttime. And a lot of the citizens have remarked about it, where it's been missing for many years now, and
I am convinced it's in somebody's basement somewhere.
I wouldn't deny that, but I can't say it is either. And I believe it is quite an attractive spot to have that put back
For sure.
together.
Is there any historical significance of the original
Just the
weather
original
vane?
picture from whenever it was built.
Okay, so we don't know anything about the weather vane itself.
No, I know I've seen 3 different pictures of it from different eras, and there's
Okay,
always been a weather vane till the last X number of years.
okay.
Tom, is that the one by the yacht club? Is
Yes.
that, okay,
Yeah, that's like, I guess I'd call that the community bandstand.
more or less.
And the tree goes.
Lots of people sit there, have their lunch there, have picnics there.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
beautiful
It
place.
doesn't
It's
sound,
active
Yeah.
area, and I think that's an asset to what's there and should be there.
Yeah, the mild complication is it belongs to the municipality, and so, is it kind of rude of us to suggest that, but it would be kind of nice if we could have a plaque on it that said weather vane by the village of Chester. There's a method to my madness in this. But I also, would like to kind of put the word out to everybody look in their attic and their basement. I have a feeling that weather vane is somewhere in this village.
We have a picture of it.
Yeah. Then another thing that we discussed, Tom, was Frida's Beach. There's not much we can do about that because it is so completely municipality. We did pick up the trash and everything this summer because it is in full view of the Lido. And so we just took it upon ourselves, but I think that's something you're going to have to agitate with Brian about. And it certainly looks like the fence or the railing and so on could use some work, but I think it's hard for us as a commission to really get involved in that. But I'm pretty sure we can finagle something about the weather vane.
I appreciate, because the numbers are what matter, the number of people that are interested
Yeah.
in making some
And
positive change.
one hope that I have about if we can do the terracing of the jib, that's something we can bring the Chester Garden Club into and have them, like I'm hoping to get planters built into the terracing and have them design it. Of course, we'll take care of the cost of it, but they might want to design it and maybe put a plaque up, Chester Garden Club or something. So that would be one community partnership that we could go for there. And apart from that, I have had some mild interaction with Zoe Valley Library issues, and that has been my month.
I will check to see if we have any information about this in Carol's stuff.
Well,
I'm
you know
sure
what?
Carol is
I might be surprised if there was
I'm sure
something somewhere. I feel like we should put up weather balloons. Does anybody know where the weather vane is?
yeah,
Okay, so the next report is the clerk treasurer's report.
Thank you. Madam Chair, okay, so. Financial, the December bank statement has been reconciled. The village main operations account opened the month with 437,000 and ended with 392.
Oh, what did you do with all our money?
Paid some bills. So there's a snapshot here of what was sitting in each account right on December 1st, so you can see what's happening with all the reserves. So that grid funding, we haven't returned yet. I've contacted them to find out what the process is for
Okay.
that. So I'm gonna guess we probably have to do some sort of a closeout report that the project was canceled and send it back.
Yeah, well, you and I can talk about the
Yeah.
verbiage for that.
I have to give them a poke because it's been a little while since I asked them. So we're in the final weeks of Q3 for 25-26. There will be a Q3 budget variance report in January. And work on setting up the budget document for 26-27 has begun. As you know, some of the information we need to really finalize that we don't have until mid to late January. Things like the CPI. But we do know, and then of course the actual assessment for 2026. But PBSC's cap has been set, like what they're going to increase next year, so. For now, we take last year's assessment, put that on it, so that we have something to work from, so
Okay.
I'm putting that together and. We should be able to meet about that in early January. The federal and provincial grant programs have been notified about the cancellation of the pool accessibility projects. In the case of the federal grant, the return amount will be part of the project closeout report. That's the one that's actually still happening. When the washroom and parking lot work is completed. And for the provincial one I just mentioned, I'm waiting direction from them on the return logistics. RCMP Advisory Committee at the council meeting of November 27th, council tabled the village's request. Until the province provides direction on what their recommendations will be for an advisory citizen committees coming out of their policing review. We haven't actually received any formal notification about that, but I watched the live stream, so there we are. Public Works. So snow removal, so I was in touch with Fred again on this. Right now, he says we will ensure the walking widths of the sidewalk are maintained at least 5 feet wide for accessibility. And that the ends near the road will be cut down to 4 feet high for safety and visibility. If this becomes a problem due to not enough storage, we will have banks removed. If the village wishes additional snow removal, we're talking about the banks, as you remember, in the downtown too. We can work out a price for the same. So I've asked him for that price. So we've been going back and forth a little bit the last couple of days, but I don't have a number yet. I'm sorry.
Tom, I think that was something that you were quite concerned about, letting the banks get too high.
Yeah, we've been lucky the last 2 winters.
We have.
And I mean, just go there on a good day. Tom, I don't know if you can take that gentleman for a drive, maybe, and have him look at it with no snow. And if the piles pile up, it'll be just gridlock. Nothing's gonna happen. And I'm thinking of the merchants, it's just,
Yeah, the
Yeah,
cars
move
are
the
so
snow.
far out in the road, there's not much.
Yeah. And it's hard to get a fire truck through there.
and you get into the game of they make the sidewalk and it gets shoved to the street and they come up, transportation comes, pushes it back.
There really probably should be nighttime parking bans like HRM, but I guess it'd be pretty hard to enforce in a small village without a dedicated police force.
They put signs that they knock on doors the day before.
Yeah.
It worked well in the past. You always can get one,
Yeah.
but no, it worked well.
Good.
Yeah,
just
they used to
basically
do
have
that
have
every
a
winter.
Oh, yeah.
Truck follow them so they can put the snow in the truck because there's nowhere else to
Yeah.
go. However, so on negotiations are ongoing on that one. Dog waste on Pig Loop Road, that exact location is
Mhm.
near the golf course road.
How did you find it?
I got the address from her. I didn't want to put it in here because
Okay.
it's somebody's personal address, but I just put it on this map where it is. So it's on Pig Loop in the area that's
Okay.
wooded near the golf course road turn.
Yeah, that's where I guessed it was.
Yeah.
I was
Um,
thinking it was the one right at the top of the hill. By, when you went up, where that house burned
Oh, yeah.
on the corner, I thought it was that, because it
there's a
looked like
creek
that.
runs through there on the
Yeah.
culvert.
Where is it?
So the cost to purchase a new dog waste station is $520.
Is that wood?
Do we have any pictures of it?
I do, actually, I don't have
That's
them
the
with me,
best,
but
sorry.
I can
Yeah.
update them. So to purchase a new station is $520 to just buy it. Public Works can install it, but to have it emptied is the tricky part, so that would be $87 a month.
$87 a month, empty one
Yep,
container?
yeah, that's
Daily.
the rate
That's
for,
daily, is it?
I'm not sure how frequent that is. I think it's weekly.
Yeah,
That's the rate that the person who does it for all the other stations are. Or if we, so we would have to shoulder that if we wanna do it, or if we wanna have just a sign produce,
Don't throw your poop here.
don't put your poop here, and install, that would probably be closer to around 200.
I'd go for the sign myself. I don't know about anybody.
It was actually a sign that she was initially requesting, we just looked into the station as well.
Yeah.
There are containers out there in the village now, are there?
There's, actually, I think it was in last month's meeting, I had a list of where
The
they
rank
were.
by the road.
Yeah,
block,
there's,
Yeah.
by the entrance to the trail, there's.
Municipality.
Down by the
It's
fair.
a-
area.
Municipality does those.
Oh, okay, is there a reason why they wouldn't pick this one up?
If we're gonna add to it, because it's us asking, we would have to do it.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
not.
but I'm
take a
thinking,
lady to call.
how did they qualify to get it, if this one doesn't, I guess?
Public
No
Works
idea.
makes the decision, and
Yeah.
Public Works just decided that, but you see, they're probably using that particular place there because it's convenient, but
Yeah.
Public Works decided where to put them and
Most
they're
of the
digging
waste-
their heels in by.
Most of the waste stations are in more prominent locations, like this is really
It's
kind
like
of in the middle of nowhere.
There's walker dogs at the golf course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a common walking area. It's highly used.
Yeah.
Very highly used for walking dogs.
Yeah,
You'd be really surprised how many people went through that and around the bend and through the village. Down there, yeah.
Yeah, should we try,
a thine maybe?
lobbying with Public Works once more?
Yeah, I
See
was
if they
thinking.
can-
we can,
Yeah.
try- we may have to, because he probably doesn't have that authority, it might have to be.
Tom, would you like to
Council.
do some lobbying for us?
split it with
I can
them.
send you the information.
Thank you, Tom. Tom saying to himself, why did I come to this meeting?
Merry
We
Christmas.
keep giving you work when you come. Holiday closing, the village office will be closed from noon on December 24th and along with the municipality and reopen January 5th.
And I want to add that I made an error when I said last time I had an old copy of Heather's contract. So ignore what I said.
We always do.
Thanks, Laura.
That's great.
You're so quick on your feet, girl.
And this is just to put a bug in your ear for the winter newsletter. It's never too soon to consider topics. I would suggest the next commissioner profile be either Vice Chair O'Malley or Commissioner Noss, whose term is up in 2026.
It's all yours, Paul.
Pick me up.
I'm also suggesting it could feature something about the library, the public washroom renovations, holiday
When
recap,
are the elections?
not till June.
Well, then we should put Gloria in the issue that's closest to
spring
the
one.
election.
Okay, so Randy, you're on.
So what exactly is expected of us for this? Or do you do?
I have some
you-
questions that. I'll send
Okay, I
you,
was
then
gonna
we can
say,
talk.
you do the, what would you call it, the text part, and you just look gorgeous in a picture, is that how it works?
Have your picky thing.
Yeah,
I just get you to answer a few questions.
sure, that's,
So what am I doing?
I'm okay.
Just
I
listening to
was
you.
rather pleased that in our last newsletter.
It was very good.
It was me with Carol.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yes, it
I'm
did.
very
It
very nice.
sentimental.
did
I was
turn out.
looking at it on my dresser the other day and I was feeling very sentimental.
It's a good picture of the two of you. Chester Fire Services Committee updates, this is just FYIs. The revised survey plans featuring the new boundaries of 4070 Highway 3, which is owned by the village, hence it's good for us to know that. After the land swap has been finalized, the transfer deed's been signed, and Taylor McClellan Cochran, our legal team, will be handling the submission to the land registration office and the municipality.
And we got the road thing sorted out with Amy Johnson.
That's a separate conversation.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
He's
one.
coming in from the side, so it won't be an issue during the
Who,
bill.
I'm just, you mentioned something, Amy Johnson. What was
Oh,
it?
there's a,
Richard's daughter.
there's a issue with a private road and the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
She's not planning to
it'll
put it
get
in.
sorted out.
until
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, I just was wondering if it was in that package.
No, it's not. Because that border hasn't changed.
Okay.
It's just on the other side to get more street front. And tenders for phase 2 of the fire station project were awarded to Acre Architects for the final design and engineering and Gray Cardinal for project management and costing. Which is lovely, they're very competent, it means I won't have as much to do on it for a little bit, which is nice.
That's probably your fault.
Other than the budget, of course. That's it, thank you.
Okay, and I don't have anything new to add for the accessibility committee. The next meeting will be in January. Planning advisory, anything?
Yes, actually, you have minutes in your package from March. It was the last previous meeting we actually
March.
had. We actually did last week have an actual meeting with a planning issue. The issue was, I don't know how many of you will know, do you know where Gail Hume's father and mother used to live? And Kristen rebuilt right at the end of Victoria Street on this side of the harbor. there was a little bit of land left there, which she would like to sell and it would get it developed, one thing and another. And when the new planning strategy was made, it was inadvertently, there was a circle that measured from the center of the bridge where no development could take place. So there was a series of concentric circles that went across the whole of the bridge, and anything that fell within, I forget how many meters it was, 50 meters, couldn't be developed on both sides of the harbor. During the what would you call it, revising of the planning documents, they decided to change how that was determined. And somehow it was mistakenly, that circle became quite a bit larger because of the new way that they wanted to do. It was not intentional, basically, but it did unintentionally affect a chunk of her property right there that suddenly became undevelopable. It was a fair, significant amount that was lost to potential development. I guess I don't really know how many of you actually know the property, but I personally was very surprised to find out that it was big enough to actually do anything. It's like old Mr. Hume and Mrs. Hume's house, right, was the last one on the left-hand side of Victoria Street going out of town. Tristan got that house and remodeled it. And then they subdivided it or something, and this box went in behind it.
Yeah.
Some doctor from Ontario or somewhere. And it pretty well, I thought there wasn't anything left there that was doable, but apparently it is big enough to put a structure on. And Gail was found it made her property possibly unsaleable if this new setback was determined to be the case. And planning admitted it was really an oversight, a mistake on their part, because they weren't considering that when they, I think they do it now from the center of the bridge for one circle all the way around. And it encroached quite a bit on what was left of her property. So she brought forth, or had Tristan Mills, bring forth this on her behalf. She didn't understand how to go before planning and all this sort of stuff. So basically, Garth was of the opinion that, yes, it should go back to the way it was in terms of no development. There's other things for wharfs and stuff in that area that require special engineers to determine whether it'll bother the stone bridge down there, because that's a provincial heritage designation there. So basically, this was more or less that she could sell the lot. It's big enough now that she could sell it before they took a big hunk off of the bridge side of that piece of land that she could no longer sell to anyone for development. So Garth agreed that it was not intended. It was a side effect of the way they determined the area that you couldn't do it in. And he was agreeable, and I gather planning department was agreeable that it go back to the way the setback went back to the way it had been for, I don't know, 20 years or something. And that was the entire meeting that we had. And it passed, that we move it on to council, that, yeah, we agree that that's the way it should be. There were a few little glitches and glathers and whatever, but that was the upshot of the meeting. And that was it.
Good. Thank you. And equity, diversity, and inclusion, nothing?
No meetings.
No.
June. No.
Yeah, we don't want to get meetings all, you know.
New business, village logo. As we discussed off and on, the village logo, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just that it's so undistinctive, and if you get any distance from it, it doesn't stand out at all. So, I have been hoping and encouraging that we could have something more stand out-ish, so that as we put our logo and so on out there, showing that it's the village, that it's very clear that it's the village. Because if you get away from that at all, it just blends all in and it doesn't stand out at all. So this is what I personally am very fond of. It's very simple, but it's distinct and you can see it from a distance.
So the word mark is much bigger.
Yeah,
There's no color to it though, Geraldine.
well, that's exactly
Oh,
why I
okay.
like it, because everybody else has a bit of color here, a bit of color there,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Well, no, they're all quite well colored.
Yeah, if you have the black and white, it's completely different and distinct and stands out, it doesn't blend back in.
Sorry. that made this work.
So you're looking for, A, do we want to do this?
Yeah,
And B, what, if any, color would we like it to be? Is that sort of the? I have to admit, I always found our present one a little dull. There was,
well, it's just,
Something
you
about-
get a bit
yeah.
away from it and it just.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, there's
Doesn't
nothing
pop.
wrong with it, but on the other hand, it's just not very distinctive or
Can you
outstanding.
go back to
Put the
black?
other back with,
Yeah.
could you go back one? No. Another one, shows the other logos, other.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, none of them. Grab me, I mean. Like Mahone Bay, I don't know.
Well, at least Mahone Bay has 3 churches that they can hang out with.
I think in Chester, at least, maybe you can enhance that, but the water, I mean, this is what it's all about, eh?
Yeah, but it's also the golf course. The thing about what we have right now is if you stand back from it at any distance at all, it just all blends together. It doesn't say anything. Whereas if you have a very distinct logo, so even from, 200 yards away, you can see it.
So the night swish underneath of the village of Chester is to represent the ocean, I assume, or,
It's the bottom of a boat, I think.
oh,
I
Oh, I
don't know. I'm not the
see.
designer, but that's
Yeah.
how I read it.
Yeah,
I thought we needed basically the water is important, but that's what I thought you were doing there.
Well, maybe it is water. Who knows?
So, well, you guys designed it, didn't you?
No, we didn't. We had a designer design
Oh.
it. It's a
That was designed
professional
by design.
design.
Hmm.
Okay.
Can't say as, I guess I shouldn't monopolize this, but I can't say as I'm enamored of the full
No.
black and white. I find that a little bit too stark.
If we made pins, like our other pins are quite nice, I don't know
Hmm.
how this would transfer into a pin.
Yeah, it doesn't do well on an oval. That would be more of a circle, I would think. Would it,
Well, there's nothing that says you have to have your pin and oval.
no, it's what I'm saying. If we're into the. Yeah, it's hard to say though. What color is a good color if it isn't black, I guess.
Well, do you know what I'm feeling right now is nobody is leaping into this with any enthusiasm. Why don't we just put it aside and think about it?
Sure.
How do you feel about that?
Did you have the designer do this?
A very good friend, free designer.
It's a nice design. I just think it needs a bit of color.
It's an actual professional designer, yes, and I asked for simplicity, so if anybody's to blame, it's me. That is the kind of design that I like. I like it clean, simple, and I like it to be visible from a distance and stand out. And one of the things that I have been hoping to do with the village is like everything that we do, that we're trying to get signage on it and taking credit and saying, look, we're the village of Chester, this is what we do. So few people know what we do. They don't know that we collect the extra green cart in the summer to keep the maggots down. You know, they don't know that we put the streetlights out. They don't realize that we operate the Lido pool or the public washrooms. So I'm just trying to establish a significant and obvious,
Branding.
picture of us or logo and so on. And although, as I say, the one that we have right now, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just bland.
Well, if we did that in blue.
There's so many other people that
Oh,
have blue
yeah.
Gloria. And I guess again, that's why I like the black and white.
Mhm.
But I really don't feel that there's feeling in the room that's, you know, enthusiastic enough for us to move forward on it.
And then we have all this other signage that would all have to be adapted to,
Yeah, but you just.
to the new
slowly start,
logo,
and
yeah.
We don't have that much signage out
well,
there. with
the
that
pool
logo.
comes to mind,
We don't have that on it, do we?
isn't, no, I think we have something on,
We,
Build it.
yeah, we do have this,
on the pool sign,
we do have that, the oval logo that is.
yeah.
The great big one on the side of the public.
But I
washroom.
mean, you know, you don't, I'm not saying throw that in the trash. I'm just saying slowly but surely transition. Cause that's pointless to just throw everything away. You just slowly transition to something else. But I think we've thought about it. Let's just put it aside and think about it some more. You all know how I feel. There's never
As
a
usual.
question about how I feel. about
All right.
things.
Let's put it aside, and we'll think about it.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, does anybody feel a need for a commissioner roundtable? Anybody throwing it into the table?
I'll just throw one little thing since it's
Oh,
week
how
before
dare you,
Christmas.
Tom.
It's been suggested the wreaths.
The
We should go
wreaths.
back to putting the bows on them as opposed to,
The bigger bows.
yeah, whatever that thing is, I don't know what.
Oh, they're just taking.
It's your time to shine.
And the rest of it,
For some reason, she got somebody else to make clothes and that's.
Where,
what it is.
Tom, you're leaving at a good point because we're about to go in camera anyway, so.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So I
Thanks, Tom, I'll be in touch.
Good night, Tom.
Heather, next year, we put out, asking for some quotes. And specifically say or show a picture.
I
This is what we
think
want.
years ago, we went to the lady at Flowers, right?
She did it, but apparently she went out to somebody else to make them.
Oh, okay.
We did get.
We kind of got blindsided this year, but we are aware that we
It's
need
not
bigger
really, yeah.
bows, yeah.
There is, I don't know who does it. I think our wreaths are better than the wreaths in New Ross. But their bows are a heck of a lot better. Maybe we'll find out who does that.
Well, we will certainly see that we will have improved bows. in
I
our
just thought it was
next
appropriate to start for a week before Christmas.
Fine. I had a lovely note from Mrs. Crocker
Oh, lovely.
on North Street because she had requested a wreath, that there used to be one there.
Oh, yeah.
And on North Street, when we made a
Somehow
couple of
we
years
missed
ago,
it.
we cut back because the prices had gone up.
Yeah,
And she said, we feel very neglected anyway. I think Maxine and Heather made it happen and she had offered to charge. Maxine made it happen and the woman had offered to pay. And we absorbed that cost and
Yeah.
the lady was delighted.
If she was interested, in my feeling was, because I made a unilateral decision on this particular thing. I felt that if she went to the trouble of asking and she was that interested, a citizen, the least we could do is absorb the cost of one wreath for 1 year.
Got some good,
Good
yeah,
job,
because
Joe.
we cut back, didn't we?
One
From
year.
75 to 50 or?
We always did the 50, we always did 75 flowers, 50 wreaths. And then 1 year, I don't know who was the boss at that point, I have no idea. We went to 75 wreaths. And then we cut back another year.
To 50? 50 now. Okay.
Well, I would say next year, make sure that Madam gets her wreath.
I just made that note.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Anybody else want to throw anything in? No?
I just,
Okay, well, Chris,
No.
oh, sorry, Gloria.
I'm going to be away in January.
You can't go away in January, Gloria.
Could we do our read on December or on January 7th
When will we normally
instead
do
of
it?
21st.
21st, or was that too
Well, that's
early?
Yeah, it's a bit early.
Actually, I get home that day, so I might be able to make it. I get home on the 21st.
Well,
Will we
you don't. you
do it the
don't-
22nd maybe?
January. Does anybody mind, oh, I've got to, oh, no, I'm good, I'm good. Anybody mind doing it, on the Thursday for that particular week, so Gloria can join us?
I'm sure the 22nd.
22nd.
Yeah,
It's the 22nd, is it?
yeah. Thank you.
Okay, everybody? All right.
And then,
You better not be going away again.
whoops, April 8th. Instead of the 15th. Cause I leave on the 10th.
And we can figure that one out later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
we're
figure
gonna
that
do
out.
it.
Let's
Okay.
get through, let's
Yeah.
get through the
Yes, I
next
should
February.
mention,
Okay,
the fire committee were having their meetings the first Wednesday of the month. They're now on the second Wednesday of the month for this year.
Okay.
Due to the project closures.
Or the third one.
yeah,
And we're the third Wednesday.
yeah,
So the second, we can't just back up to that one.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Everybody okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Christina, thank you for joining us for about the moving camera.
Yes,
Are you gonna make?
we're gonna go to the sing
Oh, nice.
Baptist church.
Oh, that must be where Tom's gone off.
Oh, yeah, he's gone off to another meeting, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you wanna make